So to follow up from my post earlier in the week, RDS, I have two teachers who are alumni of the program here at Windsor that I'm attending right now. And they are two vastly different teachers with completely different experiences. When they went through the program, I think it was 2019, so it was right before COVID struck. So when they started their placement, schools ended up getting shut down. And associate teacher number one relished the opportunity of trying to learn online because he knew that we were going to use a lot of these same programs in the D2L that we use right now. So associate teacher number one really relished the opportunity of teaching online because he knew that moving forward, when he was in the classroom, they'd be using a lot of this D2L program, the same one that we're using here at Windsor. He was excited about using technology to start building a lot of his lesson plans. And in that time, while he was working through the online portion, he made a lot of connections. He reached to a lot of people to try to gain some more insight about the teaching profession because he couldn't have that one-on-one experience in a classroom every day with his mentor. When he did get back into a classroom though, he's now a certified teacher, graduated the program. He constantly is making connections throughout the school. It doesn't matter where it is. It could be the math department, it could be the culinary arts department, the communications lab. He's always making connections. He's always bouncing ideas off other people. And he's always looking to create that deeper connection to broaden his experience and his knowledge. He's also had a great support staff here at the school that we're currently at, and he's used those resources quite often. He's sat down and talked to the principal. He's shared his ideas, his frustrations, and everything in between. He also volunteers with a lot of the activities that go on within the school, whether it's an awards ceremony or it's a sports team. He's always getting his hands into something just so he can build that deeper connection. Associate teacher number two, completely different. He also started teaching right before the pandemic. Pandemic struck, he had to do everything online. He hated the online portion. He hates doing everything over a laptop. Doesn't even like it. Even in his classroom today, he uses his laptop as little as possible. He has a hard time asking for help, so he doesn't like reaching out. He doesn't like looking vulnerable, and he doesn't utilize a lot of the supports that are there. Whereas associate teacher number one takes a lot of his schoolwork home and thinks about these things at home, associate teacher number two does not. As soon as the clock strikes 2 o'clock is when we finish here, that's when he's finished. However, he is part of the robotics team, and he shares some of his expertise there because he's a former electrician. And he will stick around the shop every once in a while to service or maintenance on the machines, whereas associate teacher number one will not do that. He's always doing other things. He's engaged with different activities. Whereas associate teacher number two is more technical and he focuses on things that need to be done, and that's it. Associate teacher number one looks to foster relationships, build partnerships, and all those things. They both had mentors when they started in their placements. Associate teacher number one really enjoyed bouncing everything off his mentor. Both mentors that both associates had were older teachers. But associate teacher number one, who likes to build those relationships, really leaned on his mentor. Whereas associate teacher number two didn't like to lean on his mentor. Didn't like his old ways of, I guess, teaching, which I find funny because associate teacher number two doesn't like to use technology either. So you'd think there'd be that bond there between the mentor and the associate teacher number two, but that's not the case. Associate teacher number one's mentor was not tech savvy either, but associate teacher number one's mentor was open to the idea of technology. So number one was showing his mentor a lot of the ways that we can incorporate technology into our classroom, and there was they formed a bit of a bond in that sense, and I know his mentor really enjoyed that kind of collaboration. Associate teacher number two, again, was not interested in technology, and he didn't, I guess there was that missing link between him and his mentor in developing or growing the program in that sense when it came to technology. All in all, their experiences have shaped them to be completely different people as they are today. Number one is very proactive in the community, within the school, fostering relationships, getting to know all the students, and he is very, very accommodating when it comes to helping others. Number two, likes to keep to himself. He doesn't like to explore technology. He has no interest in finding new or exciting ways to grow the program or to foster new relationships. So while they are dealt basically the same cards, going to school at the same time, in the same program, I really thought they would be identical in their sense of their experiences and their approaches, and they are very much not the same. Which I guess ties back to their beliefs leading, their personal beliefs leading into the program. And it just goes to show, no matter what kind of experiences that you have can have identical experiences to the next person, but it's your fabric as a human being that will dictate the results moving forward. So I found that really interesting, and I hope you did too. I know I said associate teacher number one, number two quite a bit here, because I didn't want to use them by names. And I'm fascinated at how different the approach is in terms of education, their philosophical approach to education, and what it means for them to be teachers. And it's given me a lot of food for thought, and something I want to keep in the back of my mind as I move forward. So I lean towards my associate teacher number one, who gets those community partnerships and fosters those relationships. I've been volunteering out the ass down here. I have an awards ceremony that I'm going to next week. I've joined the robotics team. I've even pitched a new orientation package to our principal for new student teachers. So for the first time they step into the classroom, they have like a video portfolio that they can go through with welcoming messages from the vice principal, the principal, all the tech team, and all the school policies and procedures. I think that'd be a really cool little project to work on and to present to the school. And while I might only be here for a little bit of time before I find an LTO or find a permanent placement, I'm going to make the best of it, and I'm going to foster those relationships and build and make the most out of these opportunities. I'm going to be proactively looking to learn, to grow, to experience, and I'm not going to be a victim to any circumstances that present themselves to me. So that is the second part of my entry this week, RDS. I hope you enjoyed it, like I said, and looking forward to lesson module number 5.